shame. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Which episode is this?
Number 20.
Number 20.
This is an anniversary of sorts.
Oh my goodness. We have made it 20 episodes into this bullshit show. How does it feel?
Feels good.
Today we have an audience.
A field trip audience. We got a school, Brock University's in the house today. They're studying for their exams while they listen. We're running a test to determine whether listening to podcasts while you study increases exam results.
Yeah, it's an interesting experiment, and I hope to see him do well because it would help the podcast.
It'd help the podcast
somehow. Yell hey, Tom.
Hey. Studying.
He's
And
studying. We should.
Quiet on the set, please. Today's episode, number 20, brought to you by Alexander Keith's. It's not a real sponsor. Don't sue us, please. But
I don't think they'd sue us. It's free advertising.
Yeah, but you never know.
Why would they sue us? If they don't like what we talk about on the podcast, they could say, don't do that again.
Oh,
Slap
yeah,
on
because
the
we
wrist.
associate them with our horrible habits.
Yes.
And our horrible hobbies.
Speaking of horrible habits, me and you went to the gym for the first time in 2 years.
We did.
Together.
Quite the experience.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sore today, actually.
Yeah, my shoulders are sore, but we
It's these stretching movements that do it for me. It's more the back, actually.
yeah, the back's tired. Like, just standing up's a chore right now.
Yeah, it's tough.
But
We're hoping to be back, though, next week.
yeah, I think we're going to do it every Tuesday. One workout a week.
At least one workout a week.
Probably just one.
Most likely just the one. But,
We want to set realistic goals so that if we do get to go 2 times a week, it'll be like, whoa, look at that.
Wow, we really pushed ourselves.
We pushed ourselves this week 2 times. Wow. And how long did we work out for, Jake?
An hour.
1 hour exactly. 60 minutes of active workout.
And a lot of it was spent talking.
No, you know what? We started out good. We didn't talk. We were talking in between reps and stuff.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But
Because you got to take your rep
But then
breaks.
there was a point where I was sitting on the machine and we had like a full on conversation for like 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes. Well, it was just a nice little break in between, you know?
Yeah, and we had to catch up. Like, I mean, we hadn't seen each other for like 3 days, so
Yeah. It was funny talking about the actual stereotypes that are in a gym, being in the gym,
Yeah.
and looking around and actually seeing the truth behind.
Because we did talk about that one other time on this podcast.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about gym stereotypes, and we saw a couple of them.
Oh yeah,
the
we
gym.
pretty much saw all of them. You had the guy who didn't stop looking at himself in the mirror.
Yep.
You had the very loud, aggressive guy.
Mm-hmm.
You had the guy who was eyeing you half the time. You had the girls who walk around like everybody's staring at them.
Yep.
And then you got me and Jamie in there messing up all the dynamics.
Yes. You know, before we talk about how we messed up the dynamics, the aggressive guy,
Right.
me and you are just working out, having a nice time, and all of a sudden, you just hear this big crash. I hate that. Just dropping your weights. Like,
It was
come
very
on.
loud.
Yeah. It was obnoxious.
It was too loud. Too loud.
It bothered me. Like, everyone turns and looks when someone does that.
Yeah. It was funny. I don't know if you noticed right away because I didn't even say anything, but this guy was doing on the bench press, and it looked like he was on his last one, and he started leaning one way, and the weights fell off to one side.
I did not see that.
And this girl turned around, and it was such an awkward moment because she was coming to help, but then he seemed good. So she kind of hesitated, but then went again and then hesitated. And he didn't notice this at all, but I saw everything. So she like saved herself from an awkward moment, but I saw it all.
And he had a very awkward moment.
Yes, he did, because I noticed, and I'm sure everybody else noticed.
And
as
he had
well.
no one watching him, eh? No one spotting him.
Nope, which is quite unsafe.
That's dangerous, especially if you go that extra one and you can't get it and you start leaning that one way. Or was his idea like, I'm not going to be able to get this up, I need to get these weights off of here, so he
Maybe
started leaning and
like, I don't know. He just panicked and.
I mean, that's not a traditional. That's probably not a safe way to do it either, because once you knock that side off, that side's heavy, and
Yeah,
you're looking at a dangerous situation there, friend.
But it was good to see him recover and make it out of there.
Which guy was that? Was it the guy in the black tank top?
No.
Oh yeah, he had like a little trainer there with him.
Yeah. I think he was wearing white. I can't really remember.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy. So yeah, let's talk about how we changed the dynamic, because we did a little bit different this time. Because traditionally, most people, and you would agree, go to the gym to work on maybe certain parts of the body. But those are the people who go 3 to 4 times
like back
a week.
day, arms day.
Yeah, we don't do.
Shoulders
we're not
day.
doing that. We got one day,
Yeah, we banged it all out.
and that's what we're calling it.
We did every upper body part. We started with back, moved over to chest, did some shoulders, and then ended with arms. Mm-hmm. And, you know, a lot of people don't really even see a point in doing that. And I say, you know, I do see a point in doing that.
Yeah, well, we did bang it all out, and we got we're not looking to be like gym heroes. We're not trying to become like these big massive guys.
No.
Like we want to do something.
Yeah.
We feel like it's better to do an hour a week at the gym than sit at home and do nothing.
It just starts that habit.
Yeah.
And make sure, like, because you lose your metabolism, like, you get older. Like, it's good to do those things. And, you know, as much as we make fun of the gym, like, it is good to maintain a active lifestyle, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we don't live a healthy lifestyle outside of the gym, so I feel like it'll give us it'll free our minds a little bit of maybe some of the guilt of the unhealthy lifestyle we're living. And, yeah. You know, I was talking to my dad, and he's, I didn't think that our workout was common, the bang it all out workout, but he's a pioneer of it.
Oh, yeah?
He said he used to do that when he was younger. He said he didn't like going to the gym to work on one thing. He said, I just like to work on everything. Mm-hmm. Just to strengthen your body, right?
Yeah, because we're not going, like, I guess it makes sense if you go, like, weekly and multiple times a week, like, organizing it in that fashion. But if you just don't have the time, then you just got to bang it all out. Well, we're going to see the UFC tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
That's something we can talk about.
Yeah. Did you see Donald Cerrone and Matt Brown's...
I saw it. You tagged me in it.
Yeah. What'd you think of that?
Seemed a little forced.
Like by Matt Brown?
Yeah. You could tell Donald just didn't really... He's like, what are you doing, man? Like,
well, he's over that. Like, it's not like this fight's been hyped up or anything. It just got put on the card like 3 weeks ago. Like, it's not like this has been like a hyped match. Like, what's he doing?
You can tell Donald's really, like, over that kind of side of MMA. Like, he doesn't spar much anymore. He doesn't really... He's kind of there to make some money now and trying to get the big fights and stay active. But, yeah, Matt Brown seemed pretty aggressive there.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of that. Like, I do... Like, it's... Like, sometimes it's okay. Like, but if Donald made him look stupid because he was, like, smiling in his face.
I want to know what they were saying.
Yeah.
Like...
I heard Donald say, we fight on Saturday, man. Or we don't fight till Saturday, man.
Like mocking that he's getting in his face. Okay, that's funny.
Donald's eye does look better though.
Yeah, way better.
It looked like he got hit with an axe a couple months ago.
I know.
What happened to his eye?
I'm still like skeptical about that. I don't know if because he's in a new TV show, right?
Oh, what's it called?
And he plays a cowboy. I forget what it's called, but it's on Netflix. It's going to be on Netflix.
He plays a cowboy?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And people are saying that because the cut looks so bad when he was on Instagram showing it, and now it looks like nothing. So I don't know. Maybe there was it was like makeup for the show, but I don't know why you wouldn't just say that because it looks so much better now. Like it's weird how fast it's healed.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's gonna be exciting. We've never been to a live UFC event.
We haven't.
But this will finish off the big major sports for me. I've been to an NFL game, an NHL game, an NBA game, a Major League Baseball game, and this is UFC.
Yeah. Which Jays game did you go to?
A long time ago. I went to a Phillies Jays, like before they were like good.
Okay, in the rough years?
In the rough years, yeah. Like they didn't have Jose or any Donaldson. They didn't have any of those guys. I don't even remember who they had, to be honest.
Who was even like helping the Jays back when they were like terrible? Like who was even on the team?
They had Roy Halladay. Do you remember him?
No.
He was the pitcher.
The name kind of sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
They had Roy Halladay. I think they had a guy named Frank Thomas. That sounds familiar.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some real good players.
Yeah, some phenomenal players that made them as average as possible. Good times in the city. You know what I was watching the other day?
What were you watching?
On Netflix, there's a show called Black Mirror. It's really cool. I've only watched 2 episodes of it. They're like an hour and 15 minutes. They fluctuate. But it's different actors in every episode. It's on Netflix.
Different actors.
Do you know who John Hamm is?
No.
From Mad Men? Do you know Mad Men?
No.
Do you know? Never. It doesn't matter. So John Hamm's a big name actor that you don't know.
Okay.
And he...
Do you know who John Hamm is?
Yeah.
Oh.
They both... Yeah, he's a big name. If you saw him, you'd know who he is.
Okay.
I feel like you would. But he was in the one episode. That one was cool. It's about the... It's kind of about the future and technology without like rubbing it, like shoving it in your face.
Is it a different story every time?
Yes.
Oh.
So it's kind of cool. So it's almost
that's
like
kind of
watching,
catching on.
It's kind of like watching a mini movie.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Well, what's that other show? It's called This Is Life or something.
This Is Us.
Yeah, that's about different. It's a different thing.
Lives. Yeah.
Different. It's a different episode or a different story every time.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Seems like it's catching on, but the one episode, I want to hear what you think of this because it really intrigued me. Like the episode overall was just engaging. So in the future, in this futuristic place, everything that's electronic or like so your phone and stuff, it's in your head. Okay, it's in your eyes. So,
how is it in your head?
I don't know.
Like a chip?
Kinda. Like it's almost from your eyes, so you can see. I'll just tell you what happened in the episode. So, I mean. Everybody has a rating, okay? So when you have interactions with people during the day, you can rate them.
Oh.
Okay? So let's say you're with a server, and the server gives you a hot chocolate, and they do it really fast, and they like have a big smile on their face, and they're like, "Have a nice day," and then they pull out their phone, and then they rate you, and then you can see like what they rate you, and your rating will go up. Okay.
Huh.
Now, if you have a bad interaction with someone, like let's say you cut them off on the road, they'll just point their phone at you and like give you a 1 or 0 and your rating goes down.
Okay.
Now, here's the cool thing about that. Kind of. It can be cool. The higher your rating is, or the lower your...
Come on.
We'll say the lower your rating is, determines like if you can get into certain like stores and stuff.
Oh.
So if you have a low rating, a store can decide that the doors won't even open for you.
Wow.
Isn't that kind of interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like a really good idea.
But in the way the world is going,
Tom would have a 0 right now.
Tom, you got to you got to get those books open and studying.
What? What do you mean?
I'm a pretty good guy.
Tom's not a very good guy, just for the record.
He'd probably have a solid 3.5. Like he has a mix of bad interactions, but I'm sure the people who understand what he's doing, like with a sense of humor, would be like, yeah, it's funny. I'll give him a 4 or 5.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'd give him a 5.
Out of
5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
I thought we're talking
it's out of
10s.
5. It's out of 5.
Oh, was it out of 5? In the
It was
show?
out of 5. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So like, if you had a 4.5, you're looking good. Like
okay.
you want to be in the 4.5 range. If you're near the 4 range, you're still good. But anything under 4, you're kind of like,
You kind of want to be better.
You're kind of wondering. But then it gets to a point where if you have a low rating, people wonder like, what the hell's wrong with this person?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be around a 2.5 or a 2.9. So it got to the point where
I want to watch this.
yeah, you do, because the girl in the show, she went through a whole journey because you see her at the beginning and she's smiling and she's like the happiest person because she's trying to get the rating. So then it becomes a world where everyone's becoming this big fake phony and just is being nice to everyone, which I mean wouldn't be a bad thing.
No.
But like at the same time kind of is because everyone's just trying to get their rating up, which is what everyone wants anyway right now. You put your Instagram picture on there. Some people put Instagram pictures on there. If they don't get the amount of likes they want, they'll delete it because they don't want to. They don't want a picture on there with under 100 likes, right? Like that's the way the world's going right now.
That's very interesting, and I want to. Man, how would that like?
It's a very extreme.
It sounds
take on
really
it.
good, but if you maybe after a while, yeah, I can see like people just being fake, and then once you're around people who won't rate you, or you, on your own, or like with your friends. Like, can you change ratings for people? Like, can I just...
You can rate people, like, if you have multiple interactions with someone, you have to be... So, like, and then also, if they post pictures, you can rate their pictures, and that helps go towards the rating. But if me and you are together, like, numerous times during the week, we can still rate each other 5s. It's based on the interaction you have with them.
Okay.
So it's a continuous rating.
So what if you're just... Like, can this be rigged? Or do you think it could be rigged? Like, if you just hang out with people, like, the same people all the time, and you always give each other 5s, like... Did it get into any of that, or
It didn't really get into description that too descriptive, but I'm sure that if it was a real thing that we had in this world, they would try to have limitations on how many times you can rate somebody.
the same person?
Yeah, like because obviously then people would do that.
I wonder how that would be regulated, or how it would get regulated.
Yeah.
Like, could that be a real thing one day? Like something similar to that.
Oh, easily, because
Like,
it's already heading that way.
I could see that like on the road, like with like maybe a driver rating.
Mm-hmm.
Like that'd be kind of cool because cars are getting so advanced that you could easily it could easily pop up as soon as you pass a car, or like if you've been following a car for like a decent amount of time, like rate that person's driving. But then you gotta wonder like all the trolls and all the people who just fucking put 0 for no reason, or
Yeah, but
like,
then
mess with the system.
you could even see like if there's a troll who gives you a 0, then you'd give him a 0 back. So
But
then
do you know as soon as they rate you?
that it'll say the name of the person and what they gave you. Okay.
Oh, I could start a lot of fights though.
It could start fights, but then you just give them a 0 back, right? So if you give them a 0 back, then if they're trolling everybody, they're just going to get a bunch of zeros. People,
Yeah.
they won't even be, like, even if they give a 5 a 0, it's probably won't count that much.
Yeah.
I feel like the higher your rating is, the
The more your rate counts.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, see how that works? Because in the show, the girl wanted to go to a
this
wedding.
is on Netflix.
Yes. Season 2, episode 1 of Black Mirror. Sorry, season 3, episode 1 of Black Mirror.
Okay.
And the one with John Hamm's good too. John Hamm's not in this episode.
Now, none of the other episodes have anything to do with this.
I've only watched those 2 episodes.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they're all different.
But they were very different episodes.
Well, even the first one's kind of cool. It was a take on kind of cloud storage. So you know how cookies. You know cookies on the computer?
Yeah.
And it kind of models the experience to you.
Oh.
So what they did was, and this is actually really cool. I don't know how they can come up with this stuff. John Hamm worked for a company that puts someone into surgery. They want to be in surgery. They take their thoughts and their mental and put it into a little computer kind of thing. They put it in their house, and then that thing works to like in the house. So then the house is hooked up to this thing, and since it's your mind, it'll do stuff for you. So like when you want coffee, it'll know that you want coffee, and it'll start the coffee for you, and it like puts
off a routine?
Off a routine, yeah.
Like only routine?
Only routine.
Wow.
So then also it'll know like when you want to wake up, what kind of sounds you want to wake up to. It'll like just like
Is this a futuristic show?
yes.
Okay.
So
Why
that
is
was
it called Black Mirror?
good question. I didn't really look into that. Because usually the shows they usually end up with a pretty a twist at the end that ends in a negative way.
Oh,
So
okay.
kind of showing like even though it looked good at the
Yeah.
beginning,
Oh, yeah, because even that rating thing, like you said, like everybody would be fake.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there'd be a lot more suicides or a lot more like
oh yeah, no,
depression and
you could see how much it meant to her in the show, and when it started to backfire on her, you could see how like frustrated she was
Yeah.
getting to the point
because
where
your rating would be all you are. So
exactly.
Because if it's literally you couldn't get into stores or certain buildings with a low rating.
It even got to the point if you interact with someone who has a low rating, people will look at you and judge you,
Oh really?
and maybe give you a bad rating.
Yeah, there'd be like cults and clubs and like groups that get really fucking weird probably, and there'd be a lot more issues, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it would work in our society, especially with the way that people try to manipulate things.
Yeah, it would change a lot though.
Oh yeah, it would be a game changer.
Yeah.
It'd be like the reason it works so well though on the show is that every time you pass somebody, since it's like set up in your eye, like you don't have to have anything in your hand.
Oh.
So like you know how like in Pokemon Go you have to be walking around with your phone, and that's kind of annoying. This you're literally just walking around, and when you make eye contact with someone, it shows their rating beside their head.
Oh.
Okay, so you live in a world where you can actually
Like a computerized world.
yeah
Almost.
you can physically block somebody.
What?
Like you know how you can block someone on your phone and don't talk
Yeah.
to them? You can block their person so that you don't have to talk to them. Like you'll see an outline of them, but it blocks them from like you can't even have conversations. Yeah.
Can they still kill you though?
No.
They can't kill you?
I don't know how that wasn't attempted in the show, to be honest.
Like, is the physical world still a thing?
Yes, like
Like, it's
everything.
not a simulation or anything.
It's not a simulation. It's literally.
So if you block somebody, they could probably still stab you.
I would probably, yeah, to be honest, yeah. I don't know how it works though,
That's kind of weird, though.
because you can't talk to them. It's like all muffled,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It was cool though. I thought it was interesting. They didn't really get into
Those kind of details.
They didn't get in those details because that's probably like a little bit too
Yeah, far-fetched. And
yeah.
Because I'm sure you could still, like, attack somebody who's blocked you. Like,
because what would stop?
Yeah,
Like, it's
there's
literally
no
just your
physical
vision. It's just your
limitation,
vision. But yeah, it was very interesting. I thought it was a really neat show.
what's funny that like, I remember as a kid, like, you're playing games where you level up and stuff, and, like, online games with other people, and, like, wow, that guy's level, like, 70. He's, like, he's really good. Like, he's really cool. Like, he's got cool shit. Like, I want to be as cool as him, or, like, I gotta work to get to that level. Or, like, I always wondered, like, if we were, like, had levels at school, like you almost do with grades, but if you had, like, a level and you could, like, the thing with computerizing it is it would turn into that. But, like, I don't know if you, like, maybe you carry it in your wallet, like your card, like, you get every few months you go for another evaluation. Maybe you've leveled up a little bit, like, so, like, you based on education or, like, tests and stuff, but then there's physical, like, just a bunch of weird shit, and then you get, like, your total level. And, like, this guy's level 30, this guy's level, like, and as you age, like, you level up maybe, or you like,
that's
like, I always just thought of that.
well, that would make it more interesting for us. Like, yeah, that'd be cool. It'd be like, Jake's a level 10. How'd he get to level 10? Oh, he had a really good essay.
Yeah. That wouldn't help me.
Could you go down in level? Or?
Oh yeah, yeah, like, or you just wouldn't level up. Like, I don't know, like, that'd be hard to organize for.
Maybe instead of failing a grade, you could level up faster than somebody else, so that you could finish school faster.
So then, would there be, like, level 20s are all here, and you have to be, like, you have to hit a certain level to get out of certain things, like obligations.
So instead of, like, you might be stuck in grade 5, like, you might just be stuck in grade 5 for, like, a year and a half instead of, like, a year because you don't have motivation. Then you'd be like, I don't want to be stuck in grade 5 anymore. I'm going to work harder, and then I don't want to be stuck in grade 6 that long. I'm going to try to get really good grades in grade 6 so that I can move up to grade 7, like, in maybe, like, 4 months.
Yeah.
That would actually
it's a
be
weird,
sick.
yeah, it's cool, because, like, in an RPG when you're playing, like, or, like, an online RPG, like, your level's everything. Like, that's all you are. And if that was, like, real life, like, again, it would be like if you're in a group of friends and, like, you're the lowest level hanging out with your friends, like, you'd feel like shit. Like,
it's like, oh, you're not a level 12 yet.
Or, like, there'd be certain areas where only these levels can be there, and it would turn into the same kind of thing, like
groups and cliques and shit.
Yeah. Because, you know, there's always separation, like, whether it be racism or, like, your sexuality or everything. Like, it would just, I don't know if it would be better because it would be about your level instead of your race or your sexuality or some other stupid reason.
It'd be about your intelligence.
It'd be about things that you could change, which I don't know if that'd be better.
I think it'd be better. Why not? It's better, like, if you're singling someone out for something that they can't change.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, their
because I feel like somebody who cares about your skin color would care less if there was levels and stuff involved, or a rating or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea, Jake. We should start the
how would you how would you start that? How would you regulate it? How would you, like it would have to be government based, right?
I would think it would have to, they'd have to start it. I don't know where I don't know if
like, where would you start?
You could start
as an app. Like, and you volunteer or whatever, and then maybe if it gets big enough, you try to, like, get into the government, because it would have to be it'd have to be a government.
You could do
because it'd have to be legal.
Could do a test run in a couple schools, see how it goes, see if, like, maybe if the results are better, and then eventually maybe cut it off at kindergarten. Like, so, like, once that class graduates, that class has to finish the way it's been done the whole time, but then that new group of kids, from now on, that's how it would be done.
Oh, okay.
That's the only way I think you could do it, to be fair.
Because you have to experiment.
Yeah.
You'd have to see.
That was good.
That got good.
We came up with a pretty good idea there at the end.
Yeah.
Well, you did. I just agree with
you. Oh,
you.
yeah. But you inspired it with that show. All
right, let's do it. Dude, we're going to be millionaires. Hopefully no one listens to this episode. Actually, don't put this one on. We're going to keep that idea. All right, follow us on...
All right, that's a quick episode of Nuff Bullshit coming right at you.
Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and listen to us on SoundCloud. We got Uber driver Mark. He's coming on the next episode. Tune in for that one.
You're going to want to hear this one.
He was a former... You'll find out. See ya.
Oh, give me the beat, beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away.